Okay, awesome. And if you could mute everybody if you haven't already done that. There's a participants tab. Yeah, man.
Okay, unmute you. All right, you're on.
There you go. I unmuted myself at the same time you did. All right. So thank you everybody for being here. This is Fired Up Fitness's team call for the week of, I don't even know what week it is, August 3rd. I've got a crazy work conference going on, so my head is spinning in a million different directions. But I am not going to spend too much time talking because I'm just going to pass the reins over to Sarah. She has a badass Instagram page with a badass following. She is a lifetime diamond coach, so obviously she is doing something right. And she's got 10,000 followers last time I checked on Instagram, and she gets tons of engagement, tons of likes, tons of comments, and so we can all learn a ton from her. So with that, I'm going to mute myself, finish eating my pitiful salad here, and turn it over to Sarah. So please rock our socks.
All right, how do I mute you? Can you hear me? Okay, you're muted. Okay, let me pull this up for y'all. I'm in a PowerPoint because, you know, I'm educated like that. All right, share screen. PowerPoint. Okay. Oh, I don't want to see you all. Okay, muted you all. PowerPoint. Sorry, bad at this. Okay. Can you see me? I don't even know how to do this. All right, we're good? Okay. So my name, oh, I can just go through this like this, right? Click on it. Doesn't work. All right, cool. So my name's Sarah. You guys already know that. And I am a couple things about me. I have type 1 diabetes, and that is my main niche. And I advocate for that a lot. So a lot of my following has been because of that. So I took a curse and turned it into a blessing because I am able to now help lots of ladies and I guess gentlemen with type 1 diabetes turn their lives around. I am a full-time college student and graduating in December, and a lifetime diamond coach. I am a girlfriend. I have 2 dogs, which are usually sitting right there. A sister and a daughter, you know, basic everyday things. I recently started working at a Lilly Pulitzer store as a social media specialist, so that's kind of helped not only build my own brand, but kind of see how a professional business does their stuff and how they get engagement and that kind of stuff. I live in Myrtle Beach, so if you guys are in the area, come to visit, come say hi. And that is my handle if you want to follow me, or if you don't, after what I tell you, you might not want to. So let's get started. So I get a lot of questions on like, what do I post? How do I post? So I'm going to go over this. So this is my page, and I wanted to show you guys this because when people first look at your page, they're going to look at the first 9 photos that they see. So the first, I guess it's 6 now, it used to be 9. The first 6 photos that they see are going to be the determining factor of whether they're going to stick around on your page or they're going to hop off and go do something else. The attention span of us now is like 15 seconds. So they're not going to spend a lot of time investigating your page. If they don't see something they like within like the first couple of seconds, they're going to hop off and go find something to do. So the key things that I always get asked, how to get that. So are your photos eye-catching? Do they attract people? So I'm not saying eye-catching meaning like bright and colorful. I know a lot of people that have strong Instagram followings, but they have black and white photos, or they post in a specific style that is their unique thing, but it works really well for them. But they need to be crisp and clear. Another thing is, will people know who you are? Are you flip-flopping between things all the time? Are you between MLM companies all the time? A lot of times, you know, people jump around a lot. Another thing is your profile overwhelming? Do people look at it and say, that's just a lot to take in, I can't take that in right now? And a lot of people will message you if they don't know you're a Beachbody coach. A lot of other MLM companies, and specifically our company, if they don't know you're a coach, they will target you as a customer for them. So you need to be scattering little points of, I'm a Beachbody coach, and I'll show you great ways to do that without screaming Beachbody and selling our products, but also building your following for your journey. And that goes hand in hand with, are you sharing your journey publicly? Are you posting publicly about your workouts and your Shakeology and your food and how simple it is and all that stuff? Are you adding value to other people? So I'll show you ways of how to do this later, but you want people to come back to your page. You want people to have the push notification on for your page so they instantly know when you post something because they're so intrigued with what you're doing in your lives. Are you posting frequently? If you're posting frequently, you're going to pop up on the Explore page a lot more than if you were not posting. So it doesn't necessarily have to be something important, but the more you post and the more you're active on your Instagram stories and those kind of things, then you're going to be higher up on the Explore page, and I'll talk more about that in a minute. So I get a question on how long should my captions be? Should they be really short? Should they be really long? And it all depends on you. I do both, and it depends on your following. So if you have a strong following and you know you have lifers, you can do long paragraphs, but there's specific ways to do them so that they're not boring and kind of lead you away. It's just like little paragraphs like they taught you in school. Don't make it one big long paragraph. So I'll talk about more of these things in a couple slides. So the main thing that I get, when I talk to people is, what do I post? I'm just like an average person. I don't have anything crazy going on. I don't have anything crazy exciting, that kind of thing. Like I said before, your photos have to be crisp and clear, and they have to be you. So if you're posting stuff because you saw somebody else do it, but it's not you and doesn't say things about you, people aren't going to be attracted to it. So, for example, I posted a picture of my toothbrush because for me, it reminded me of my grandparents, and it was like a flashback moment or a throwback for me. And it didn't matter that it was a toothbrush because people related to it, and they had those moments that like certain things caught their eye, and they had that moment for them. So again, they don't have to be important. You can post anything, and sometimes they are fillers. So just post it because, again, if you post frequently, you're going to be higher up on the Explore page. So if you are posting about your fitness journey, you need to be consistent about it. People can't see one post about you doing your workout a month ago and then see one today and be like, I transformed into this. Like, you can't post like one workout selfie and then like your before and afters and be like, this happened in a month, but you didn't show them what you did in between. So they're going to be like, okay, but how much work did that happen? Like, did that happen because you spent 3 hours at the gym, or did you do it in a 30-minute workout a day? They need to see the in-between so they can relate to it, so they can say, oh, I can do that. I have 30 minutes a day. Because a lot of fitness accounts, you don't know what they do to achieve those goals. Are they eating crazy low carb, or, they need to know the in-between so they know that they can relate to it and they can do it themselves. I always have been told, don't put your dirty laundry on the internet, but I kind of feel a little differently about it because people relate to that. This picture, I was really sick with my diabetes, and I had asked my best friend to pull over on the side of the road because I had to throw up. And I post a lot about my diabetes and all the glamorous and all that kind of stuff, but I wanted to show people that it wasn't all glamorous, that there were times that it really sucked. And so I asked her to take it, and it was really uncomfortable because she was like, what are you doing? But I wanted people to understand that there was other things to it, and people that have diabetes would relate to it. So don't be afraid to show the ugly. I mean, I don't say like take a picture of like your poop or anything like that, but definitely show a vulnerable side, because showing a vulnerable side people relate to, that they have those struggles and you are human. And so I don't say like put people on blast, but definitely show vulnerability because that connects with people. All right, sorry, I can't see anything. I can't see anything. What you should post. So this is more on what you should post. So a lot of people don't know what to post, and that's fine. So it all relates back to your niche and what you want to see on Instagram. So think about you, and when you first started this journey, what did you want to see when you were going to sign up? And how did you relate to somebody? So a lot of people do these like opinion things, which are really, really great for your Instagram. It'll grow your Instagram and your engagement will be really high. It's like a this or that. And it's filler, which is great because sometimes it's not anything important. And the more comments that you have on a photo and the more likes you have on it, the higher up on the Explore page you will be. And people that like that photo, their friends will see it. So you're kind of networking within networking. So if somebody follows you and they like the photo, then you're going to pop up on their friends' Explore page and say, hey, you should like this photo too because your friends liked it. And so these, this or that are really, really great to get engagement and get following and get people to like it. Because if you're true to yourself on your Instagram and you have people that you engage with that are just like you and that you want in your tribe, then their friends are going to be just like them, and you're going to be able to network through all of them without actually networking with them. So you're going to definitely want to be true to you and have things that relate to you. So for instance, you can do pets, food, and family, and fun, and what you like to do, and all that stuff. Another great thing to do to add value to their lives is to add tips and tricks. So if I find something that's really helpful for me, diabetes related, fitness related, food related, anything related to my life that I was like, oh my God, I wish I would have known this, tell people. And it's free value. You're adding value to their lives without it costing anything. And you're getting engagement, and people will save those things and screenshot them and share them. And they'll say, hey, I saw this on, Emily's page, and you should go check her out because she shares a lot of these things. People love that. And asking for their opinions on things. People love to give their opinions, even if you don't, go with them and say, okay, that's, not what I picked. It doesn't matter. They just want to give you their 2 cents. You know how people are. They love to add their little comments to it. So give them an opportunity. Say, do you like this? Do you not like this? Should I wear this? Should I wear that? Do you like these shoes? Did they not go with this? Anything like that. So it's kind of another way to get engagement because you're having people comment on them. And people will ask their friends. They'll tag their friends in it and say, hey, what do you think about this? Or something like that. So you're getting more engagement and you're getting more exposure on the Explore page because you're having higher numbers of reach. So how do you interact with these people now that you have them on your page? That's great, but you need to actually make a connection with them and not have them come to you, but you come to them as well. So be friendly with people. Definitely comment on like people's photos. I am crazy about liking people. Like, even if it's just like a smid of like what I like, if I know that I like them as a person, like I've talked to them, even if I don't really like their photo and I like want them in my network, I'll like their stuff and consistently like their stuff because I know them. I've had a conversation with them, or I've seen something they posted and I relate to that, and that kind of thing. And then I'll talk about hashtags, but they're really important. You can search them and use them on your own photos and connect with people with them, find the unique ones that work with your life. So I know that I have accounts that I like religiously follow. Like, I just love everything they post. I love them. I'm like waiting for them to post the next thing. And me and my girlfriends talk about them. We both love them because they're just so similar to us. And each of us, I feel like, has one of those. So finding that account and what draws you to that account may be really helpful for you to find followers, because you can go into their followers and click on who their followers are and look through their accounts and see what their friends are doing or who they follow and see if like you connect with them. So I'm not saying like creepily go follow every single one of them, but check them out and see if like they're similar to you and they attract you like the one follower that you really, really like is. The biggest thing that I have found is stop liking other coaches' photos. I used to be so guilty of this, and I stopped doing it. And I'm going to tell you why. So like top people like Melanie Mitro and, Lindsay Mattaway and Danielle Natoni, all of them, I used to like their photos, but I stopped because every time I would get on the Explore page, I would find other coaches' photos, and that was useless to me. I can't recruit other coaches, and Instagram's algorithm works the way they're going to put photos of things that they think you would like based on the photos that you've liked. So if you keep liking coaches' photos, you're going to find coaches on your Explore page, and you're not going to be able to use the Explore page for your benefit. And I'm not saying stop liking every single one of coaches' posts. So I've limited it to like my close-knit group. So like my my team and, a couple coaches I know and that kind of thing. But I don't want a bunch of coaches on my Explore page because that's where I find my people. So this is what my Explore page looks like. This is literally it right here. This is diabetes. This is Lily. Diamonds because I'm weird. Pregnant people because I have a pregnant friend and I always like the pregnant photos. But it's not coaches because I don't want to attract coaches and neither do you. So stop liking coaches' photos, and I don't say that meanly, but it's going to help your business if you do. Another great thing is to help your engagement is when people comment on these photos, they're complimenting you or they have an opinion on something or something like that. I used to be the type that would comment every single person that commented on my photo in one single comment with all of their handles and say thank you. You don't want to do that because the more comments that you have per photo puts you up on the Explore page and shows how many times people see you. So if you're constantly commenting thank you back on a post, it'll put you back at the top. It'll put you back at the top, and it'll put you back at the top. So you don't want to do it all in one. You want more comments on your photos because it helps your exposure. Tag people in your photos. So I know I do an outfit of the day, or I used to, and I would tag the big name companies like Nike and Lilly Pulitzer and Lululemon and Sanita, all of them, because they're big names and those push you up to the top of the Explore page. And people I at least, and I know a bunch of people that will go through the Explore page when they're bored. And if you're on the Explore page a bunch of times, then you're more likely to have more followers, and followers turn into sales. Okay, so hashtags. I don't really use them anymore, but we should. So hashtags are really, really important because they're a way for you to connect without having to be on the Explore page. So people will search hashtags, and I know this for a fact because I've asked people how they found me, and they say hashtags or the Explore page. So I know it works, and I know that we should be doing it. So the way to find hashtags is your family, your pets, things that make you happy, unhappy. Definitely tag the places that you're at. That's like a new thing that you should tag your location because people can search those locations, and if you want to find people around you, that's where you would find them. They say to add 29 hashtags. I do about half of that just because I think 29 is a little crazy. But I change them depending on what my photo is geared towards. So if it's geared towards diabetes, I'll gear my hashtags towards diabetes because I don't think that it's fair for people to find my diabetes photo on I guess fitness would work, but like Lilly Pulitzer would not match up with diabetes because they're not, people would be like, what are you talking about? But that's just me. That's the stats that say that 29 hashtags is the way to go. Stop using hashtags like Beachbody Coach and 21 Day Fix and Health and Fitness Coach. You don't want to use those because those are going to attract people that already are coaches. And you don't want that. You don't want people that are already coaches. You want people that will be your clients and coaches. And I know a lot of new coaches do that just because they're super, super excited and they don't know any better. So this is me saying, you now know better, don't do it. So these are some of my strong niches. You know, I'm a type 1 diabetic, so I hashtag that and I search that one a lot. And I like every single photo that comes up on that because I want to attract type 1 diabetes. And if I'm liking people that hashtag it too, then it's going to find their friends that are hashtagging it as well. Lilly Pulitzer, Firmom, almost Coastal Carolina University, just all these things. So it doesn't have to be one specific niche. You can have more than 5 or 6 niches. I think they say 5 or 6. And so these are things that I would post, and these say different things about me. So I'm more than just like a type 1 diabetic that likes Lily. Like you want to show a wide variety of traits about you. You don't want to keep showing the exact same traits because people are going to be like, okay, and like, I don't connect with that. And you're going to have different markets in you're going to have different target markets in your market. So I know I have one for diabetes, and I have one for Lilly Pulitzer, and I have one for outdoors, and I have one for my dogs. And that's fine, but you want to make sure you're engaging with each one of them, kind of cycling. Because if you don't engage with one of them, you're going to lose followers because they're going to be like, okay, I didn't see anything about a dog anytime soon, so I'm peacing out because I don't care about any of this other stuff. So you want to make sure that you're cycling through your niches to make sure you're well-rounding your Instagram. Okay. All right, so this is the biggest thing. So having a strong following on Instagram is great, but if you can't move them to your inbox or into your back online office to a challenge pack, that's useless. So you're going to set up an application. I used to use Wufoo, but I now use Google Forms. Number one, because Wufoo makes you pay for it after a while. And number two, because Google Forms has a way for you to track it and you can import it into an Excel sheet. That's like a whole nother video. But you're going to want to set up one in your bio. So if we go, hold on, I'm talking really fast because I'm nervous. If you go all the way back here, this right here, this link tree, it actually is a third-party tool that you can set up your application for coaching, application for fitness challenge group, or whatever you want to call it. And you want to link that to your bio so then people can fill out your application, so you're not getting a bunch of direct messages saying, hey, I saw you posted about this bootcamp thing. Can you tell me more about it? Because number one, Instagram's a pain in the ass to do off your phone. I mean, messages are. And I like to write mine out. Plus, I have like a generic email that I send out when people ask me about it, so I don't have to type it out every single time. And I'll show you guys that when I'm done. So you have like a generic response to them. Again, when people ask what you do, direct them to the application, because you're more likely to get more information out of them through the application than you are just through messages. You can definitely do it that way, but I find that people will be like, hey, how much is it? And I'll simply say, hey, fill out the application because I talk about nutrition and diet and what hasn't worked, and do you have diabetes, and do you have a friend that would like to do this? What's your Instagram handle so I can creep on you and figure out what you're about? And so it's a lot easier, plus you're on a computer and you're typing, and it's a lot easier than doing it on your phone. And this is what mine looks like. You can design them however you want. That's just what mine looks like. So then you're going to move them to your email. So now you're in your email and you get a notification like, hey, you got an application. What's up? First of all, you want to thank them for taking time out of their day for sending you an email, because number one, we're all really busy, and if you're just directly going to the sale, then you're going to lose them because you're not connecting with them, you're not figuring them out, you're not figuring out their needs, you're not forming them like we're all told to do. I always tell people that if they fill out the application, it could simply mean that they are just getting more information, that they don't have a spot, like they're not tied into anything, and I need to be better about that. But people always are like, I don't want to fill out the application because I don't want to feel like I'm obligated to buy something. Make it well known that they're not, because they don't have to. It could be just for getting information. You want people to believe that working with you is an exclusive thing. So you don't want to think you want them to think that, like, when you say you only have 5 spots, you really only have 5 spots. And I've used to be really bad about this when I first started coaching, because I was like kind of desperate for Success Club points, and I was like, yeah, I got like 10 spots, and that was way too many for my market, because I knew that I wasn't going to hit that. You want to make a reasonable goal for your people that you're going to take in. Number one, because you don't want to overwhelm yourself with people, and number two, because you want it to be exclusive. Like, who has FOMO when they don't get in on something? Hello, me. So make the FOMO happen. So when you send out the original message, it's just going to be a generic thing like, hey, thanks for filling it out. And then you're going to have one question in your application that relates back to your really, really strong niche. And for me, it's diabetes. So one of my questions is, do you have type 1 diabetes? And, there's yes, no, pump, CGM, blah, blah, blah. And so I always relate it back to that. So I say, if you do have diabetes, great. What kind of pump or CGM or what kind of treatment plan do you have? If they say no, I say, great. I'd love to connect with my clients prior to working with them. What drew you to me? And that's where they usually tell me they found me on the Explore page, or they hashtag found Lily Pulitzer. That's great market research for you, because you'll figure out how your clients work and how you are found. And you want to know what attracts them to you, because you can connect on those levels. If they say, hey, I'm a dog mom too, you can say, great, we can start talking about dogs, because now it's like a conversation rather than like, let me have your money and I get 2 Success Club points. So you're forming them without really forming them, and it takes like the awkwardness away from it. Okay, so that was like a lot of information, and it's only, it's like half an hour. So I get a lot of questions, and I just talked to Teresa about this. So say you're at Success Club 20 at the end of the month, and you have all these emails in your inbox for applications and yada, 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 but you're like, I don't want to touch them because I'm already at Success Club 20, but I don't want them to lose interest, and I don't want them to like move on to somebody else. The greatest way to do this is to tell them, I see your email, or make a video on your Instagram, say, I see your emails. Enrollment doesn't start until Wednesday. And Wednesday could be the first of the month. And because you're saying this, you're acknowledging that, they'll be like, oh, okay, so I'll jump on it on Wednesday because I want to get those spots because they were filled last month. And because you're being exclusive, you're actually hitting 2 goals without them thinking like, oh, it's just the first. They're just hitting their benchmark and this, that, and the other. So that was the end of my presentation. Sorry, guys. I was going to show you guys my scripts. So I always post this type of thing. Can you guys see this? Okay. I always post this as like a screenshot in my Instagram stories, which makes it very exclusive because people have FOMO. They're like seeing it fill up and they're like, how do I get in on this? Like I'll get messages say, how do I get in on this? What does this mean? What is this?
Hey girl, sorry, I'm seeing the who am I slide.
Oh, hold on. Let me figure out how to do this. Oh, that's not what I need. Oh, here. Hold on. Sorry. Desktop. That's what I needed. Sorry. I'm done with that. Get out of here. Okay, so this, can you see this now? Okay, so this I put on my Instagram stories because it shows how many spots you have and it shows that you're exclusive. So you only have 20 slots, and as people see them fill up, they get really anxious and they want to buy. Like I've had people fill out an application and I won't even respond, and they'll send me another email and say, hey, did you get my email? I really want a spot this month. Can you email me back the link so I can purchase? And I haven't even talked to them yet, but they're having FOMO. So this is great to do. You don't have to do 20 spots. I think when I started this, I did 10. But this is obviously a made-up number. Like you can help as many people as you want. So just make it a realistic thing. For me, I actually fill people in. If there's no movement going on, I'll fill people in. Like these 2 people are fake. So if you don't see any movement going on, start filling names in. So like the ones I don't tag on Instagram, I'll fill them in. If somebody actually does buy, at the bottom of my Wufoo or my bootcamp form, I'll get their handle for Instagram and I'll tag them in the post, because then people can go and look and say, oh, I relate to her. We do the same thing. Like I can do what she's doing. Like I'm a nurse too. She's a nurse. We're good. And then these are like my responses. So I have very generic written ones. So I have one for people that have diabetes. Just getting to know them, figuring out what they like. And I can post a thing of this. This is people that don't have diabetes. So I say, before we get started, I'd love to chat with you about the information. I'm curious what drew you to my application. And a lot of times people say, I found you on the Explore page, or my friend has diabetes and we want to do this together, or I was searching the hashtag for Lily Pulitzer and you came up, and this, that, and the other. This is after they've responded. So this is all the information about the bootcamp. So a video for the all access, what it includes, meal plans, the word vomit of it, but not word vomited. And then at the bottom I say, I just gave you a ton of information. Like I know I did. So if you have any questions, please reach out. And a lot of the time they will reach out. They'll say, okay, I've read everything. I watched the video. Can you tell me this, this, this? And then you have more of a conversation than that. And then after that, or if they are sold, then you just send them the BB links, or you can send them an email. I usually just send them the BB links because it's easiest, with my recommendations on Shakeology flavors. And then if they don't respond within 72 hours, you can see if you have Streak on your Gmail, you can see if they viewed the email, and you can check in with them and say, hey, do you have any more questions? I want to make sure you're comfortable with this decision before you commit. And typically they'll say, hey, it's just not the right time, or something like that. So you're not closing the sale, but you're still like making them feel comfortable. And then once they have purchased, you can go like look in your back online office, but a lot of times people will say, I bought it. So then this is what I do. I say, congratulations, this is what you'll expect in the next little while, because usually they don't start right away. I'll say, we'll invite you to the group and you can access Beachbody On Demand in 24 to 48 hours and that kind of thing. So I have those, but I do modify them to what people say. So like I'll ask if they have any injuries or food allergies or anything that they say in their responses. I'll add, I take this right here and add 4 sentences to say, make it personal for them. So it's not like I'm just sending out these generic messages, but I am, there's a template to it. But these took me a really, really long time to create. Like it was a lot of modifications and a lot of tweakings to figure out what worked and what didn't work. And was it too salesy? Was it not salesy? And I've had a lot of people come back with, when I follow up with them after I've seen that they haven't purchased, but they were really excited about it. When I say, is there anything I can help you with? I want you to feel comfortable, yada, yada, yada. And they'll say, it's not the right time for me, but can you hold me a spot for next month or whatever? And we continue the conversation at that point. And I have a lot of people that say, thank you so much for getting to know me before I made a purchase, because that made all the difference to me. And so that makes me feel like these are, even though they are salesy, that they are getting to know people before they purchase, if that makes sense. So make sure that when you do this, that you are getting to know them and thanking them and, getting to know their goals and their allergies and the prior injuries and all that kind of stuff before you actually sell them a challenge pack. Because I know a lot of coaches, they like miss that step. They're like, oh, somebody's interested. I'm just going to tell them all the information and then have a word vomit and then people are going to run away. 2 things before I forget. Actually, a couple things. I had some notes at the bottom of these things, but I got nervous, so I forgot them. Okay, let's see. Sorry, I'm really bad at presenting. Can you tell? Oh, so when people say they don't have stuff to post, I get through that phase too. Like if I get really lazy and don't make content, a lot of throwbacks would be great. Throwbacks are really, really great because it shows people where you've been and like where you are now. It doesn't have to be like a transformation. It could be like a happy moment that you wanted to throw back to. Those are really great. Quotes are really great, those kind of things that are like motivating. It could be just like a picture of you with a quote at the bottom that's really motivating. I know those are some of my top engagement ones because people share those. Something that makes you laugh. I'm trying to like read these. So for me, like when I first started my Instagram account, I want to say I had like 1,000 followers, and I solely posted on my account for my own accountability. Like when I posted in the challenge group, I also posted on my Instagram, and people started asking me what I was doing. And so I was telling my new coaches to do the exact same thing. So you're posting your accountability. So if you didn't post on your Instagram, then I don't think that you did your workout, even though I saw it in our group. But it shows people you're being consistent. And if you can take videos of your workouts, because it shows people that like, hey, I can do that. That doesn't seem that hard. Like you're not spending 2 hours in the gym. You're spending 30 minutes in your living room. And if they see the moves you're doing and they see that you're only using 5 pounds or 8 pounds or whatever it might be, they're going to be like, oh, I can actually do that. And so it kind of gives them a glimpse into what accountability groups are and how they work and that they can do it. And that's like the biggest thing, because I get people that are like, I don't know if I can do that. And I'm like, you see what I do every day. I post my workouts every day. And they're like, okay, I can do that. So it kind of takes the work out of you talking to them about it, because you'll say, you're doing the exact same workouts that I'm doing right now. Again, you don't want to be highlight reel. That's never fun. I'm really awkward. Sorry, guys. Oh, okay. So a really cool thing I've learned recently about Instagram. I don't know where I've learned this. I think it was like Jen Richardson's on the Beachbody Champions page. She did a live feed about Instagram, and she has like 33,000 followers. She said that the first 15 minutes of a post being live determines where it falls on people's timeline. So Instagram is not, it's not chronologically anymore. It's based on engagement and impressions and all this other stuff. So she said to team up with, 5 to 6 people for as soon as your post, you'll say, hey, my post is about to launch. Will you like it? Because as soon as those posts launch, if the first 15 minutes there's not much engagement, they'll put it at the bottom of the Instagram. And so I have my push notifications on for my coaches' posts. So as soon as they post, I can go on my watch and like it. I don't even know what it is, but liking it puts it further up on their page and on people's timelines than if other people weren't going to like it. So I would pair up with some people. They don't have to be in Beachbody. They can be in other network marketing companies. And I don't know how that's going to work specifically with like putting people on the Explore page, but team up with your team and say, hey, make sure to like my photo. Like, I'll tell you when it's launched, but like make sure to like it because it helps each other out. It puts you guys at the top of everybody's timeline, and that's what you want. You want people to see your stuff, right? Like their shit and go through their photos. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Don't comment or like on other coaches' posts. Yeah. I think that's pretty much it. Oh, the swipe up feature. I think that's what it says. So I've started using the swipe up feature, and if your account is a business account, you can use this. It is really great because you can do a call to action post like this rather than like an actual post because people don't like those and they won't like them. So I do mine on my Instagram story, and then I just screenshot it and post it like for a week straight. And you can use the swipe up feature, and I link my application in it. So it's really easy for them to just swipe up, fill it out, and then it's done. They don't have to do anything. And if you have a business account on Instagram, so basically an account linked to your like page on your Facebook, you are able to use the swipe up feature, which I just discovered, and it's been really, really successful. So that is pretty much all I have, I think.
All right, well, in that case, I'm going to take the opportunity to thank you so very much for doing this call. I'm sure everybody got tons of value. I know I have tons of takeaway. I don't actually have anything to write right now, but I'm totally going to go back and watch this again and take tons of notes because you were awesome.
I can email you this, and I was talking to Pretty. I don't think my script is bad. I worked really hard on it. And she's like, you want it. So I think I'm gonna put it in a Word document and like.
Well, I'm sure everybody would benefit greatly, and the way that I think about it is like I always share my scripts with my team and share things that are helpful to other coaches because our niches are not the same, right? Yeah. So I am a scientist. As far as I know, there's no other scientist on this call. I'm a young professional. I just finished up my master's degree. I do bird research. Like, okay, even if there are other scientists on this call right now, nobody else does bird research, and I know that. And so like my niche is inherently going to be different than yours, and I came from a background of obesity, which you didn't, and so like we have different struggles, and so yeah, if we share scripts with each other, that's just going to empower each other to build their best teams, but not necessarily to steal each other's customers, because you're Sarah and I'm Emily, and we're vastly different people. So that's my 2 cents.
Well, we'll do that then. And then there's like notes at the bottom of these, and I'm sure you guys would benefit. So I'll just like email you my.
That would be awesome. I have a lot to digest. My brain is actually a little bit fried from all the sciencing that I've been doing for the last couple days. But if anybody else has any questions, feel free to unmute yourself and ask them.
I don't know if I can see anybody.
You can end, stop your share screen.
I'm new to this.
So at the top, or there should be somewhere like to stop sharing your screen. It should be at the very top.
There it goes.
There you go. All right. So if anybody's got any questions, feel free to ask away.
Anybody?
Hey, Sarah. Awesome job. Thank you so much for setting this up for us. I do have a question about that swipe up feature. So you said that it's linked through your Facebook like page that you could set that up through Instagram, or how?
So the only way you can have a swipe up feature is if your Instagram is a business account.
Okay.
So to have a business account through Instagram, you have to have a like page on Facebook because they have to.
Got it.
And so it has nothing to do with Facebook really. It just has to do with the fact that your account is a business account. Once it's a business account, it's a free feature. I'll show you where it is because I was like really confused on where it was when I first started it.
Yeah, mine is set up as a business account on Instagram. But I'm just curious, like, how did you? Because I was looking at your IG. I've been following you, girl, and I saw that boot camp like promo post, and I saw when I swiped up, your application came up. So how do you link the actual application to that IG story like picture?
That's what I was just about to show you. So,
oh, sweet.
You go into like your regular. Oh, that's really bright. Hold on. Oh, shoot. Sorry. All right. So you go in. Oh, that's really dark, guys. I'm failing right now.
It's okay, girl. You're good.
So you go into like your stories or whatever. That's like a picture I just took. You're gonna mash that button right there. You see like the little chain? You see it? Okay.
A little chain.
Yeah, it's like so like where it's like the drawing and the text and like the little face thing. It's gonna be right next to it. It looks like a little chain, and you're gonna click on that, and you're just gonna enter the URL for your application. You can enter any URL for that.
Yeah. Well, so Lena, she just said that you have to have it linked to your like page on Facebook.
And then unlock it.
So if you haven't done that, because that was a problem that I was having on mine, is I didn't link it to my like page on Facebook. I just had my Instagram biz page and then my Facebook like page. But then when I did the two, I was able to throw in the link.
Yeah. And I really don't use my Facebook like page because I don't think it's very like personal, and I'm not a big Facebook, like I don't recruit through Facebook at all. But another thing that I did that was really, really helpful is I used the Linktree thing. You guys can literally go to linktr.ee, and you can set up multiple links to send it to. So one of mine is things that I like to buy, like my Amazon shop list, which is like another free value for people. Like if you're buying things and people are always asking you like what you're buying and where you're getting it, I highly recommend setting up one of those. I know Danielle Natoni has one, but it's like a different service. I don't really know. Another one's my application for Stronger Dynasty, which is my team. And then the last one is, well, obviously for the boot camp, which is another one. And the last one is Let's Be Friends on Facebook, because it's really easy for people to have like weird names on Instagram and like not share their full name, and you don't really know who they are. And so I always say for people to add me on Facebook so I can like see them more than just like one photo, and I can figure out like who they are more than, because it doesn't tell you where they live or what they do or anything like that. So it kind of gives you like a well-roundedness of like who they are as a person, especially if you want them as a coach on your team. And it's an easy way to be friends with them, because I know a lot of people don't want to like type in like www.facebook.com/ whatever their name is. Like that's a pain in the butt. This is a super simple way for them to connect with you on another platform. So.
Awesome tips. Thank you so much. I do have another question. So since you do have a very big following, obviously you're not following every single person back. So how do you determine like who you're going to follow back, whose stuff you go and like, or you're just pretty much liking people from like the explore pages and people who have similar interests like you?
So I don't pay attention to who follows me, number one, because it's hard to keep up with that. But I have limited who I follow. Like I unfollowed a lot of coaches that I used to follow because I had said that I was finding a lot of coaches on my explore page and I didn't want them on there. But I am a like whore. Like I will like every single thing on my thing because I have made it so selective of who I follow. And I don't want to follow other people. But I've also made time in my power hour to spend 15, 20 minutes, it's probably close to 30 at this point, on the explore page and liking things that interest me, or I'll search hashtags that interest me or things like that. Like if I posted a picture recently and I've hashtagged something, I'll click on it and see what other people have posted, and I'll like all the posts that interest me through that. So then people go back to my page and say, oh, she just posted about that too. Like, let me see what else she posts. And so they'll be able to like look at your page and see fresh content that relates to them. Does that help?
Yeah, it definitely helps. And as far as like people whose profiles aren't public, like a lot of, people that aren't on social media for business purposes, obviously keep their stuff private. So how would you go about liking more of their stuff or creating some kind of like relationship with them? If like, let's say they submit an application or you see that they're liking your stuff a lot, like will you follow them back?
I would.
Okay.
When somebody fills out an application, I always immediately follow them because I'm trying to figure out who they are, and I'm not really big on names, so it helps me put a name to a face. But it's kind of hard if people have private profiles because hashtags don't come up if your profile is private. So it kind of limits who you like, but you also need to understand that like as a potential coach, they need to be willing to like kind of put themselves out there. So you kind of are setting yourself up to have them as a coach. If they're not public, then you're kind of like, are they going to be open enough to be able to be a coach? Does that make sense? And that may be kind of excluding some of my market, which I haven't really thought about that until you said it. So I don't have that problem, so I don't know. But I definitely follow everybody that fills out my application, and I definitely like love up on their photos. Like as soon as they accept my follow request, I'll go and like their, go through their page and like a couple things.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody? Everybody looks so sad.
Sorry, my brain is fried after 2 full days of science, so I cannot jam pack any more information up here. And when I talked today, I didn't throw up on anybody, so that was a big plus. So
I read some.
I didn't hear that.
Nothing.
I was gonna say I'm already implementing. I'm like doing what you're telling us to do. I'm playing with it. If I have questions, I'm literally gonna be like, Sarah, do this.
I enjoyed it.
Wait, say that again. I can't hear you.
I said I enjoy Instagram. Like I like learning about how and all that stuff. Like that stuff interests me. Facebook is not my thing. I don't know if you're gonna have one platform that's really strong. Instagram does not have.
All right, girlie. Well, I need to get to bed, but thank you for doing this call for us. I know I got a ton of value, and based on what I'm seeing from other people in the little pictures
I don't know
here,
I think like the thing is it.
There's where is it? On the top right, there's the different views. So it's either gallery view or like speaker view or presenter view or whatever it is they call it. But I'm gonna wrap the call up now. So thank you everybody for taking time out of your Thursday to come listen to this. I hope you got amazing value. I know I did. I have already started implementing stuff. I started going through some hashtags. So thank you, and I'll talk soon for the team for Fired Up Fitness people. We'll have another call next Thursday. And until then, bye.
Yes.